Welcome here to Donington Park. It's round 2 of Bennetts BSB for 2025 and it's time for our pit lane walk. As you can imagine, so many tributes this weekend to Shane and Irwin, and we will be talking more about that and paying our own respects to both of those wonderful lads in tomorrow's show. But let's get down pit lane. This is one of the longest. This could be quite a jaunt for poor Alex. He's got the camera on his shoulder here as we go down pit lane here at Donington after day 1. Combined sessions, the top 12 go through. Blaze Baker, of course, NP Racing Honda, trying to get used to life in Bennetts BSB. We said at Alton it's going to be a tall order for him, but it's just going to be about getting that gap down to the leading group. Richard Kerr did very well actually in the second session just a moment ago. Didn't make it into the top 12, but considering he didn't get a lap in the first session, that's a really good job from him. Now it's all changing the Sencat Aprilia in competition. You can just see Chris Barnes there. Lewis Rollo's still out. Just had a chat with Lewis a little while ago. He doesn't think he's going to be back on a bike until potentially Knock Hill. In his place though, a man who needs no introduction to Donington Park. Tom Sykes has come back for a play, ladies and gentlemen, the 2013 World Superbike Champion. Now remember, when he was last here, I think he's just hiding in the corner. On the far right corner there, Alex. Yeah, you can see him. Last time he was here on a BSB bike, he won 2 races for the PBM Ducati team, but of course, he is so good around this circuit. It's a tall order. He's never ridden in the Aprilia RSV4 before, so it's going to take him some time. 9-time World Superbike race winner around this Donington Park circuit, so he certainly knows how to do his business. Now, there's a number of fallers in today's free practice 1 and 2 sessions. Jamie Davis and the Whitecliffe CDH Racing Honda team, that bike's been in bits pretty much throughout the whole of the free practice 2 session. I don't think Jamie even managed to get a lap in, and you can just see they're poring over some data. On the other side of the garage is Luke Bushy-Hedger. He's just trying to get all of his data ready. Important sessions here to try and get yourself dialed in for tomorrow. Weather forecast looks pretty good actually, despite the fact that I'm wearing a jacket, and that is debatable. It's around about 18, 19 degrees, and that's how it's going to be for the rest of the weekend, which is great news. So if you're at home and you're contemplating coming to Donington, definitely do so. We should be in for a good weekend. Jamie Van Kelres, of course, is a race winner here at Donington Park in British Super Sport. And then on the other side of the garage as well, there he is, always smiling, no matter what's going on. Fraser Rogers on the Tag Racing Honda as well. Not quite made it through to Q2. But there will be times this year where he can push that on. So many Hondas on the grid this year for them to measure each other against. So it's going to be interesting to see how Fraser gets on with a few more laps under his belt. The newly formed Lou 810 Racing BMW Motorrad. Is that Lou or is it LEW? I'll have to find out. Peter Hickman on the left and David Todd on the right. Neither rider made it through to Q2, but at the moment, it's all just about testing, really. Remember how late they got these bikes, and they've got so much to do. And there's a bit of business going on the roads for these guys as well. A quiet little time in Northern Ireland for both Hickman and Todd. We won't go into that. Billy McConnell, a race winner here at Donington many times in his career. He'll be hoping for a better weekend than he had at Alton Park. Didn't quite go his way on the C&L Fairbairn Properties Look Forward Racing Honda. Billy knows how to spin it around Donington Park, so good luck for him tomorrow, although he will have to go through Q1. Scott Swan on the Send My Bag Racing by IWR Honda is through to Q2, and at the expense of Tommy Bridewell no less. A brilliant job from the rookie who continues to impress. He admitted at Alton Park, his first ever race in BSB, that he was riding a bit tight, he was a bit nervous. Hopefully, if he can just let himself cool down a bit here, he might be in for a good weekend, maybe some top 10s on the horizon. It was a good weekend for Cook and Eden in terms of their speed last time out in Alton. A wave there from Max. He just tipped off at the end of that session there, but he's still smiling. Let's grab a quick word with him. Max, come over here. Max, you showed great speed in the first few laps at Alton Park. Pretty happy with your speed at the moment. Both of you guys are through to Q2. That's the most important thing. Just a little tip off at the end there.
Yeah, no, it was a real good start to the year, to be fair. I think Alton Park was brilliant, qualified P4, and then got a bit giddy on the first race, trying to go up into second, overtake Carl, and didn't quite go to plan, but we had a lot of potential, it just didn't quite come together, so this is probably my favourite track on the calendar, and the weather's looking really good, so yeah, it's going to be a great weekend ahead.
You've had some experienced teammates now in the last couple of years in BSB. What do you make of Christian? He's a great guy, incredibly intelligent, and I guess he's given you different feedback as well on the bike.
Yeah, I've been super lucky to have Jacko in my first year, and then Jason Halloran last year. Now to have Christian's really good because, you know, he understands me as a rider. I know him as well. Now I've proved myself being in here for 2 years. You know, we get on really well. We do track day coaching together, so we had a friendship before coming in, and now it's really good. I've got a super open kind of relationship with our data and crew chiefs and stuff, and it's really showing on track because we're locked together pretty much everywhere and in every session. So no, it's definitely the best year that I've had, and I think we're both feeling really good.
Max, it seems funny talking to you here. Can you remember all those years ago, Super Teen champion right here at Donington Park? You were about that tall at the time. I wasn't much bigger, but you've got some fond memories here.
I know, yeah, that was 10 years ago. And yeah, 10 years ago. And no, it's been brilliant, obviously. Yeah, we've both had a great fun. We've crossed over again. So it's no, it's so cool. And yeah, we're both living the dream, I think.
Absolutely. Good luck this weekend, Max.
Thanks so much.
That's Max Cook then. Good job from him and the AGN Steelstock Kawasaki team. Christian Iden is pretty happy, yeah. I think he'll be happy. He's through to Q2. That is job done for the Kawasaki team. So really good news for both of those guys. They've got some good early speed at the start of the season. The Dow Racing Honda team, I think, will be really happy with their day as well. Their aim at the first round of the championship was just solid top 10s. They've, of course, got to get used to Hondas. They've got to get used to new team personnel and 2 brand new riders in Lee Jackson and Josh Brooks. Both are through to Q2. And a congratulations to Lee Jackson in the left there, number 14, because last night he became a dad. So well done to him and Emma on the arrival of their new baby girl. I understand there's no name been picked yet, but given that he's a Jackson and she's a true love, or was formerly, there's a good chance she might be on a bike at some point soon. Josh Brooks, 2-time champion, is inside that top 12, and you just know that as he steadily builds, he looks comfortable on the Honda. The 2015 and 2020 British Superbike champion. A man for the detail is Josh. He's just going through all of that information there. For the Dow Racing Honda team. Now then, positive news in this side of the garage as well. Let's see if I can grab a word. I can see him smiling in the corner. The Taz Racing, Cheshire Mouldings Ducati rider, Rory Skinner. Let's see if we can get him. He's just having a chat with his dad at the moment, Mike, over in the corner. And there's a big smile there on the face of Rory Skinner. We knew it was going to be steady steps in the early stages, and that seemed to be the case at Alton Park. But you've had some good speed today. You must be over the moon.
Yeah, I mean, Alton Park was just a work in progress. You know, after race 2, the sprint race, I actually felt quite good. I made some good steps, and my pace towards the end of the race was pretty competitive. I just needed to qualify a bit higher up to be in that battle. And yeah, I came to Donington, and to be honest, today I felt pretty relaxed. I felt pretty chilled out, and kind of just felt like the old Rory. You know, it's nice. I feel comfortable on the bike now, starting to understand it a bit more. And as a team, you know, we're all starting to understand it a bit more. So yeah, well, how today went, I'm quite happy.
Is that sooner than expected? That's the fastest you've ever been around Donington, I would imagine. Top 3 today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely the fastest I've done around the GP track, and it's yeah, to be honest, it kind of came. I don't want to say it came with ease because doing a 27 never comes with ease, but I had a bit of time to think about stuff and make sure I was in the right place on track. It just came a bit more natural than what it has at other tracks so far.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you, Steve.
Great to see Rory smiling there. Brilliant speed. Top 3 then for him. It was Glenn Irwin who was fastest. I'm just trying to make sure we don't get run over here by sidecars who are out at the moment. This garage here is the British Supersport garage. We don't need to pay attention to that right now, but we will keep our eyes across Kennedy and Harrison over the course of the weekend. Let's try not to get run over here as well. Now then, one of the garage doors down here for former champion Tommy Bridewell. Not the greatest session, obviously, until we've spoken to him, we don't know the reason why, but he's dropped down to 13th. He will have to go through Q1. On the other side of the garage, Andrew Irwin, not far off actually going into the top 12, but the Honda UK racing team have work to do. They've both got to go through Q1 tomorrow, and we know how important qualifying is in BSB. It's not the only garage door shut, I'm afraid. Over here in the Master Mac Honda garage, Charlie Nesbitt continues his great form from Alton Park and his speed. He's through to Q2, but on the other side of the garage, unfortunately, it's a sorry tale for John McPhee, who very early on in free practice 1 this morning crashed at the old hairpin and has totally written off the bike. So much so, they weren't able to get him out in the afternoon. He's done 2 laps here today. I've spoken to John. He's fine, but just pretty miffed, as you can imagine. Storm Stacey, here on the Batham's AGN Racing BMW, a great Alton Park for Storm. Brilliant weekend for him. this weekend so far, it's hard to say. Let's find out. Storm, just a quick chat with you if we can, Lord Stacey. On goes the topper. Storm, an amazing job back at Oulton Park. A little tougher so far at the start of this weekend. What's your feedback after day one?
I knew the BMW was going to be tough round here. It's a really hard bike to get round Donington Park. It's a bit of an ongoing story. I know Michael was in with FHO last year and they struggled round here, and word for word what I'm saying is pretty much what they said. Oulton Park, we managed to find a sweet spot that worked. I think I managed to ride it well as well and make it work round there. This track's a bit different. You do need the bike to turn well and get it round the corners, so we are just struggling a bit at the minute, but we'll be there. It's
really good to see that smile on your face back at Oulton as well. What a weekend.
Oh, unbelievable. Yeah, to finish 4th and 5th on the first weekend, and if we'd have had that last race, who knows where we could have finished there, but really happy with how we're going so far. This might be a struggle round for us. We're going to have them. We're going to have another good round as well.
Give it a good go, Storm.
Thank you.
Thanks, Storm Stacey, then. Good work from him. Danny Kent, another garage door that's shut. Now, he went really well in the test. Oulton didn't go to plan. The McCams Racing Yamaha rider, 2 crashes so far today. 1 in free practice 1, 1 in free practice 2. I don't know if he's okay after the second crash. We'll have to find out perhaps when the garage door opens. Now, it's all pretty chilled out in Brad Ray's garage. When is it not? The Raceways Yamaha rider winning the opening race of the season. You can stay here, actually. Kyle Ryde, reigning champion. In a minute, he'll come back. We'll go and pinch him for a word. Brad Ray, just as fast as he was back at Oulton Park. Just going over some data at the moment with the team. These guys were not far off lap record pace. Now, Brad Ray, of course, won his first 2 British Superbike races here, but a man who knows how to win races at BSB is, of course, the reigning champion, Kyle Ryde. We're going to grab you now. Bit early? Yeah. Do you want me to? I'll come get you in a sec. Go on then, clear off. Right, so Kyle, we're going to speak to Kyle in a minute. Let's get down here. Fastest man today is Glenn Irwin. So fast here in the test. The PBM Ducati rider. Let's see if we can get a little word with Glenn. He's very busy here talking to his crew with Ryan Rainey and co. Let's see if we can just get anything. Could we get Glenn for what, 1 minute? Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do something a bit different. Sorry, Alex. This is a long one, isn't it? We're going to go and speak to a few others first, then we're going to come back and get to Glenn, but quick today. Leon Haslam continuing his great run, of course. That race win at Oulton Park is first in 6 years in BSB, and this is very much home for Leon. We've got a nice feature coming up over the weekend that James Hayden did. He's just having a chat there with Wilf. These guys mean business. Haslam is back in town. Great to see him on the top step back at Oulton. We won't interrupt that one. Here is Kyle Ryde then, and the Nitrous Competitions Racing Yamaha rider, OMG Racing. Now he will have a word with us. He's just talking to his crew chief there, Shannon. Kyle, I fancy seeing you here. Good to see that speed is there here this weekend. I guess a weekend at Oulton, you got some points on the board. Not where we want to see you, not where you want to be, but very much at home here.
Yeah, I mean, Oulton Park, it was the fastest I've been in qualifying, fastest I've been in any sort of race. 8 seconds faster than last year, the one I won at Oulton. So everything has come on. Obviously, we've got a new tyre, and everyone was a lot faster than me. Well, 3 of them was anyway. So coming here, obviously, it's my favourite track. I feel good round here. My bike feels good today. And yeah, did a lot of consistent good laps there. So looking forward to tomorrow.
I was stood with your dad for a little while on pit wall there. He was quite quickly picking up that it looks like Sector 2 is somewhere you can maybe find some time. Any particular reason why, or do you know where?
I feel so confident around here. I think I'm taking too many liberties. I'm braking too late. I'm blowing a few corners out. And in that last run, I didn't do the old airpin on McLean's right until the last lap, and that was my best lap. So we know what to do for tomorrow.
Good luck.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Kyle Ryde, 7 times he's won BSB races here at Donington Park. Of course, can't get any closer to home for him either. Let's just quickly grab a word with Glenn Irwin. Fastest here today on the Haga PBM Ducati. Glenn, a fantastic job from you back at Oulton Park, particularly in that first race where you had so much work to do, and who knows what would have been if we'd have had that third race, but you got some good points on the board. You were fast here in the test, fast here again today. What's the story?
It's been a lot of work, which is the story. I think this morning the track was quite dusty, and there's been quite a strong wind. So a little bit of adapting. I always say when the Ducati has a little bit lower grip between me and the bike, we find it a little bit harder, but we trust that the track will come better this afternoon, and it did that. That being said, some areas I'm losing a lot of time. I feel like a novice, but in other areas we feel strong and still grinding the boys hard in there. We need to work harder for tomorrow for sure.
Glenn, you always get stronger as a rider, but it seems like your competition does as well, that every year in BSB it gets tougher. It's hard to know where to look, where the next race winner's coming from. Yeah,
look, I think Donington Park showed that myself, Brad, Leon, Kyle, he's our current champion, will definitely be there. I think Danny has been a little bit unfortunate again today with an accident as such in FP1, but Rory has made the step that I expected him to make when he switched over to the Ducati. He's been very strong today, so that always makes it interesting. Another Ducati. I don't need any more motivation in my life, but it gives me more to be competitive. But at the same time, I'm happy for the guys to improve, because this job is tough and it's not going good, and I know the feeling. So yeah, nice to see Rory up there today. He'll have a smile on his face and keeps us working a little bit harder.
Good luck this weekend.
Thanks, mate. Thank you. Cheers.
Thanks to Glenn Irwin. The sidecars are about to head out again. Let's wrap this one up here from Donington Park on Friday. So this is how you watch us on TNT Sports here this weekend from Donington Park. We are live on TNT Sports 4 from 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. tomorrow. That's Saturday. Then on Sunday you can watch us in so many different ways. We are live from 1 p.m. till 6 p.m. on TNT Sports 6. Yes, there is a 6th channel. We're live all day on that. Quest will join us for race 1. And then TNT Sports will also join us for race 2. Hope you've got that. We'll try and post some stuff on the socials about it as well. 3 riders locked on points at the top of the championship. Let's go racing here at Donington.